Our first question here is going to be, who is Adam? Well, if you read through this, we're going to see that at the bottom here, the person who signed it off, their name is Adam. Okay, so we know that the person that wrote this is Adam, which means that every time we see the word I, it's referring to Adam. So if it says I live here, that means that's where Adam lives. Okay, so let's go ahead and see our choices. Adam now lives in, I'll say, Gloucester, downtown area, outside the city, or near McLeod Street. All right. Well, if you've read this already, read it through, it should be pretty easy to find the answer for you guys. I'll highlight it here. Having recently moved from Gloucester to the downtown area, it has taken me some time to learn the local bus routes. Okay, so there's our answer, right? We see that Adam has moved to the downtown area. Let's quickly address why the other ones are wrong. We see that he moved from Gloucester. So although Gloucester is mentioned, it's not the correct answer because he no longer lives there. Outside the city, we do not see that. And then near McLeod Street. McLeod Street is mentioned, or at least McLeod is mentioned further below. Let me highlight that for you all. Right, so we do see the mention of McLeod, but just because something is mentioned in the CELPIP test does not mean it's the correct answer. So be careful when you're looking for keywords, right? So you might be looking for McLeod because it's a street name. So it's easy to find, right, when you're scanning through this. But make sure when you find the actual word that you're looking for, make sure that it also has the meaning, right? So we found McLeod, but if we notice, it says that he planned his bus routes, and then this is more about him taking the bus, not about where he lives. So that's why this one will be wrong. Okay, so that's number one. Pretty easy. Number one's always going to be, I'd like to say always, but almost always going to be very easy. So smoothly get you into it. And as we progress further into this test, the questions will get a little bit more challenging. Okay, moving on to number two. So for number two, it says, let's get our colors here. The man is writing about something that happened on blank. Okay, so we know that the question is, what is he writing about, right? So this question is kind of asking about the general idea, right? The main idea of this. So is he writing about something that happened on a Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday? Interesting question, right? So we're looking for a day of the week. All right, you'll notice if you start looking for the word Saturday, the word Monday, the word Wednesday, the word Friday, let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can find those. Right? You'll be noticing very quickly that you can basically find none of those words here. So you're like, how am I supposed to know that when they don't mention the actual day of the week? Okay, this one is a little bit more inference, because the way that we would find this answer is we can use things like weekend to help, right? So obviously the weekend would be Saturday and Sunday, Friday night, depending on what you consider your weekend. Okay, so we see that the weekend is mentioned, so it could be Saturday. All right. All right. However, let's go ahead and take a look at the real answer. All right. It is in that paragraph, so let me highlight that paragraph for you all. Okay, so let's take a look here. It says, over the weekend, I planned the best bus routes to my new office. I knew that I would get on the number 2 at Bank and Queen and then transfer to the number 42 once I got to McLeod. However, my weekend was a busy one for me. I didn't get caught up on my sleep. I was up early enough to get ready for my first day at work. All right, let me highlight that. My first day at work. I even made my way to the stop at Bank and Queen by 7:30 to catch the 7:37 bus. All right, so this one's more of an inference. It is about the main idea in a sense, because this is what the passage is about, but I would more label this as an inference question. The reason why is because when we see here, right, talking about the weekend and his first day of work, we're not really going to see the answer of Monday here. Right. However, we do see that he finished his weekend, which is Saturday, Sunday. And what's the day after Sunday when you start work? That's going to be a Monday. Okay, so how can we tell it's Monday? Because he's starting his first day of work after the weekend. Therefore, it's going to be Monday. All right, so then we know obviously it's not Saturday because that's part of the weekend and he's already past the weekend. And then if it's his first day of work right after the weekend, Wednesday and Friday are not those options. Okay, so number 2, a little bit more tricky, but no worries. We'll keep moving on. All right, let's go ahead and keep these options selected just so you guys know. In the downtown area on a Monday. All right. Next one, Adam figured out how to get to work by. All right, first let's start with our keywords. We have Adam, how to get to work. All right, so how did Adam get to work? How to get to work by checking with his apartment manager, using the transit information kiosks, asking one of the bus drivers, or visiting the transit website. All right. So as we see with this question, there's actually almost all of the choices are mentioned in the paragraph. However, one only gives him the correct information. So let's first highlight where we can find all of these choices in the text. So we have, let's get our box thing ready. Okay, so our apartment manager, we can see that mentioned here. Information kiosk, we can see that down here. Asking one of the bus drivers is not mentioned. And then visiting the transit website is mentioned down here. Okay, website being catchmybus.com. All right, so we have our information. We already know that this one's incorrect because it's not in the text. Okay, let's go ahead and see if apartment manager is correct. It says, I first tried looking at the map at the station and asking my apartment manager, but I still was not, right, wasn't clear about how to get around town. So was it the apartment manager? Nope. All right. I also could not find any information kiosks near my home. So did he find it with an information kiosk? Nope, because he couldn't find one. Nevertheless, I finally figured it out using your online maps and schedules at catchmybus.com. So he found it online. Therefore, the last one is correct. Another easy one. All right. Not really many questions or difficult things to do there. As long as you get your keywords and understand what the question is asking, should be pretty easy for you guys. All right. Number 4, Adam's problem was that, Adam's problem that morning was that he, all right. Keywords, what are our keywords here? Definitely would say that Adam's problem is going to be the biggest thing, right? We're trying to figure out what Adam's problem is. Okay. If you read it thoroughly or read it well, you would find that the correct answer is going to be in this big paragraph again. Okay, more specifically in the middle. All right. And it actually even says here, the problem was. So lucky us, it even says the word problem here. All right. And if you read through this, it will say that he had a busy weekend, so he didn't have much sleep. So then by the time he got to the bus station, he started nodding off. Nodding off means starting to fall asleep. So if we take a look at our choices here, we have, he didn't wake up on time, was late for work, missed the bus, or was very tired. All right. If you read through, you'll also see that he did make it to his first day of work. So was he late? No. All right. Did he not wake up on time? This paragraph says that he did get up on time and make it to the bus station early, actually. Did he miss the bus? Again, reading through it, we see that he did make the bus. So therefore, the correct answer would be is very tired. All right. Moving on. Not too bad. Section 1 tends to be pretty easy. So it's a good way to work yourself into CELPIP is reading this first section of the CELPIP reading is kind of like, okay, getting comfortable, getting used to it, making sure I can digest information. It's a good preparation as you enter into this second, third, and fourth sections that get to be more difficult. Second section is also pretty easy depending on which one you get, I feel, but definitely the third and fourth sections require a lot more concentration. Okay, moving on to question number 5. the most important detail in Adam's message is, okay? Most important detail. That's what we're looking for here. Is it he waited in a bus shelter? The bus driver honked at him. He intended to transfer to bus number 42, or he was at Bank and Queen at 7:30. Okay, so remember, we're looking for the most important detail. All right, so to find the most important detail, it will help if we understand the overall idea of this paragraph, of this message, right? So just a very quick summary as to what it happened and what would be good to write in your notes, not as long as I'm about to say, but just shorthand, is this is about Adam moving to downtown. He doesn't know how to use the public transit yet, so he goes early. When he's there, he accidentally falls asleep, so he's going to miss the bus for work, right? However, when the bus driver gets there, he honks to wake him up, so then he made it onto the bus. And then the bus driver was very friendly when he got on. And so he just wanted to say thank you. Okay, so the biggest change in what happened, right, is he fell asleep. And what changed him from missing work to getting to work on time is because the bus driver honked and woke him up. All right, so therefore, the most important detail is what changed from him not going to work versus going to work. And that, in that case, is going to be when the bus driver honked at him. Okay, so make sure that you understand the overall aspect of this message when you're reading it. This one's a little bit more challenging, making sure that you understand the whole article. Okay, so why is it not he waited in a bus shelter? That's not really a very important detail. It's just a simple fact. Okay, it actually doesn't even say bus shelter from what I see. Okay, he intended to transfer to bus number 42. Also not important. It's mentioned here, but it's just in passing. All right, and then he was at Bank and Queen at 7:30. Also true, mentioned over here, but not a super important task, right? Or an important detail. Right, the most important is that the bus driver honked at him because that's what made him get to work. Okay, there we are.